you're the biggest Manchester United fan I know. Like, and you get really sort of involved with it as well. What's going on? What's going on with your club?
Honestly, I don't think we have long enough time to dissect everything, but I mean, I think for me, I was at the game against Brentford at the weekend, and it was just it was heartbreaking. I mean, when David De Gea, I was kind of close to the goal when he let the ball go through his arms, and we just capitulated. And I think, you know, no one likes losing, but it's how we're losing. And I think I didn't expect Ten Hag to make, you know, work miracles overnight. You know, it's a definition of insanity, having the same players expecting different results, right?
But
we've had a couple of...
Pre-season was good. Everyone was tricked because of pre-season.
Yeah, but I didn't feel that way,
Didn't
though.
you?
I thought, like, we beat Liverpool in pre-season 4-0. I'm glad we did, because if we didn't, you know, everyone would be out to get us, because it is Man United, and I do laugh when people say, this is Manchester United, and that type of stuff. But it is, though. It's a massive, you know, club, a massive franchise, but I don't think we're very good anymore. That's the reality. We're not Manchester United of old. And that pains me to say it, but we're not. And we're also declining.
When did that hit you that you knew you're just not that team anymore?
I think head versus heart. I think it hit me more the other day when I was at the game.
Really?
I think I was still holding on. I think a lot of us are still holding on.
Yeah.
I mean, but it starts from the top, and I think it works its way into the team. And, you know, I love Cristiano Ronaldo, but I don't blame him for leaving. If he wants to leave, I think he should get out while he can, because he hasn't got time to lose. Why would he come to a team that's not even in the Champions League? Like, why would you? At his age, you know, 38, can still play. He played at the weekend. Every touch, he never lost the ball. He's doing things. And all people are talking about is him wailing his arms because he's angry that he's lost.
Upset.
Well, of course he's going to be angry that he's lost.
Yeah.
And I wish some of the other players were like that. I was watching them on the corner because I'm a bit of a geek like that. When I go to the games, I watch the manager, I watch the players, I watch the fans and see everything. And the fans were amazing, by the way. They was cheering the whole time. But I'm looking and I'm thinking, there's zonal marking on the corner, right, that we actually conceded on. And I'm thinking, they're not even talking to each other. It's like the goal went in, and they just went, okay, off we go. Let's just probably jogged back quicker to the halfway line than they did during the whole game. So I just think to myself, what is going on? Because
what players are letting you down? Like, they're all on big money. This is United, right? You get to United, and you know, we're not talking about people's money. Congratulations if you got those contracts. But what players do you think are just not living up to the billing?
I think all of them, if I'm honest. I genuinely do. I think Jadon Sancho, we got him for 78 million, tried to get him for 2 years. I like him, but there has to be a bigger problem, right? How can everybody come? I mean, Dean Henderson's just gone on loan to Nottingham Forest, had an unbelievable game yesterday. Every time he goes on loan, he's fantastic. So there must be some toxicity at the club somewhere.
It's funny you say that, because you look at Jesse Lingard when he went to West Ham. Fantastic
Flying.
for that period. So as soon as you get out of the club, you fly. You know?
But I think for me, like, I've played for managers and in systems. I play for managers I don't really like. I played in systems I don't like. But you have to play for yourself sometimes. The pride, the fans, your family. And I'm seeing players like McTominay came on the other day. He loves the club. He works hard, but he's kicking the ball off the pitch. I mean, Dalot nearly put Ivan Toney in the 87th minute. He's going that way towards our goal. I mean, I've done a square pass before. All footballers do it. You do a square pass, you think, why did I just do that? You try and chase after it. But Dalot nearly put Ivan Toney in. And we're all the way up the other end. There's no confidence within the team. And I wish I knew all the answers, but, you know, for me, the ownership needs to go. That needs to happen. We're in debt. You know, we took on debt as soon as they came, but then people say, well, they've spent money, but the recruitment has been absolutely woeful. If you look at the signings we've made over the years, you know, not just in the last season, but in the last 5 years, it's been absolutely woeful, haven't they? Yeah,
yes and no, like, because like, the players have not worked out, but when you got those players, I was like, wow. When you got Sancho, I was like, oh my God, you've got one of the best young players in the world. Bruno looked really good for the first season, right? Season and a half. Look, Maguire now we know is not good enough, but at the time you're buying a big, solid
But I'm
England
talking like Di Maria. You know, when Memphis Depay, you know, they came into the club, Wilfried Zaha, good top players that I would take back in a heartbeat, though. I'm a good friend of Wilson. I always say to him, I wish you stayed at Man United. Do you know what I mean? Because he's better than all those players that are there. 100%. Wilfried Zaha's one of the best players in the Premier League. So it's just weird how sometimes, you know, how can it keep not working out for certain players? And that's the same with Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, I said it 6 months ago, needs to leave Manchester United. If he has any chance of, you know, progressing or getting back to those levels, he has to leave because he looks like a player that's not enjoying his football. I've been there and you have to move on. I like Rashford. We all love Rashford at Manchester United. We want him to do well, but he just isn't playing well. So when he's linked to PSG, I think, again, that might be a good move for him. He might not start, but if I was him, I'd get out while I can as well.
I think Ten Hag is a good manager, but if the window does slam shut and you make no more signings, is there enough in that squad and with Ten Hag to make the top 6?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
And that pains me to say because I thought Ten Hag coming in would not change everything overnight, but look at what Antonio Conte's done at Tottenham in a short space of time. You know, he had the exact same players.
How is he not United manager?
Well, apparently, you know, some people said we didn't want him. And
Doesn't
I think,
have the United
realistically,
DNA.
yeah, but what is the Man United DNA? Who even knows? What philosophy do we have? What tactics do we have? And I think sometimes when it's your own team, you're hypercritical, aren't you? But I said to my friend at the game, I said, I know you don't support Man United, but are we as bad as I think we are? He's like, yeah, you are. And people pity me now. No one's bantering me anymore. They're like, I got all these messages at the game and they're like, I feel sorry for you. But players like Frankie de Jong, why would he want to come to Manchester United? Like, why?
How strange is that, though? Because, look, me and you have grown up at a time when if United want you, you come. If they want your best player, they take your best player, right? That's just how United have adopted sort of their philosophy when it comes to transfers. Now, Frankie de Jong doesn't want to come, and the players that have come...
And it took Eriksen like 2 months to decide between us and Brentford.
Lisandro Martinez was fighting between you and Arsenal. Pogba left. Ronaldo wants out.
This is why I think the problem's all the way at the top, because, you know, you've got an ownership that, you know, own an NFL team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're not really there. You can say the same about Arsenal.
Yeah.
But then again, they've kind of, you can see their plan and philosophy of what
100%.
they're doing. I think we could go about 9, I hope I'm wrong, but I genuinely think we could go about 9 or 10 games without getting a win. With what I saw at the weekend, right, we look like a bang average, like, Championship League One team. And I'm not even just saying that. Like, my friend's a Stoke fan, and he said Stoke are playing better at the moment. And he wasn't even bantering me. And I genuinely believe it's true. When I watch Watford and those types of teams, like, Brentford, that's not going to be the hardest game of the season.
No.
Give them credit. Brighton against us were brilliant, right? They popped it round. Welbeck and Lallana were fantastic. But at the weekend, we gifted them the game. Yeah. Like, and my dad always said, you might have bad games, Lianne, but at least have that work ethic. At least compete, at least run around. You know, I wish I could sit here and say I played every single game 9 and 10 out of 10s, but you at least put yourself about. You don't just crumble. And I see that the heads are dropping. You know, every single time Maguire gets the ball, the fans are like wooing, you know what I mean? Because they know that the players look like they're susceptible to a mistake, and it's awful to watch.
What's the worst that can happen, you think, this season? Like, in your nightmare, what is it for United?
That we end up bottom half of the league,
Yeah.
and the manager walks out. You know, because obviously, I don't think the managers realise how big of a job it is. Ralph Rangnick touched upon it, and I actually think he tried to make changes. But at the end of the day, if the top don't want those changes to be had, and they want to keep everything in house, you can go talk about Old Trafford. It's falling apart. The training ground isn't what it used to be. You look at Tottenham, you look at Arsenal and Chelsea and Man City. They're progressing in the right way. Whereas Man United, why would anyone want to come? Why would Declan Rice want to come to Manchester United when we were linked in?
Yeah.
I would stay at West Ham if I was him. He's captain in the team. And
in the England squad, he's okay?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to go into that because players talk, you know, within the game. They know what's going on at certain clubs, whether players are happy or not. And I think one thing that I'm concerned about is the amount of leaks that's coming out of Man United. Like, it's hard to know what to believe anymore. You know, I know he pulled him into extra training yesterday, but why was that something that the media got to know about? Surely there's loads of teams that get called in after when they're supposed to be on a day off. Yeah. But there's loads of leaks that are coming about the club, and that's not how Man United is known for.